Good morning from Fallen, Kansas, everyone. We're Revive the Past, and today we're going to do an extraction on an artifact that we found. Last weekend when we were cleaning up, I looked below this counter. This counter is the second bay counter on the south side of the store, just to give you a perspective of where it's at. And when I leaned down to look under the counter, I noticed something hanging down. Well, upon further inspection, we discovered that it's a very old newspaper. The newspaper was put between the countertop and the finish boards underneath. So today we're going to remove the boards and carefully extract the old newspaper. It looks very, very old, and hopefully it's going to be in the 1800s because we don't know when this was put in there. I'm going to bring Chris behind the counter. We're going to put him in this tight space, and he's going to do the extraction for us, and we're going to show you how we go about doing it.
Okay, so here's the paper. The edge of the paper, there's part of the board had fallen down, so we could had broken off, so we could see that paper. And so what we got to do is we got to get this off the bottom of the main counter boards, hopefully without damaging that newspaper any further. And what we're going to use is this tool. It says Super Bar. It's made by Vaughn. There's other brands. Buy them at any home store. These are great for taking stuff apart, especially if you're trying not to damage it because they're very thin compared to a traditional crowbar. So the first thing you want to do is remove any nails that are already loose that you can get under with the slotted part. And sometimes the head of the nail pops off. So we'll have to get that one later. Fortunately, it's not actually holding the board on. And then we're just going to work this in, and we can see, come in a little closer, we can see the edge of the newspaper is a little bit back. It doesn't start till about here. So I've got room to get this under the edge of the board without getting it on the newspaper. So we're just going to work this in under the board and pry a little, and work it in a little farther. There's a nail right here that I'm trying to get to, and we just have to be real slow and gentle, and we can work the bar a little farther in at a time until we can get it. And our goal is to be able to get this V-slot around the nail with the bar between the board and the we're trying to remove and the upper board. And then we can do that, and now it's taking the nail and the board together without breaking the board up. Because in with all the rest of this, we really want to preserve as much as possible. And I'm not entirely sure we're going to be able to save this board, but I'm going to try. And what I'm doing is I'm working all the nails that are holding this piece, kind of working them out a little at a time together. And there's only two. This one is past where it broke off, and this one is pulled through the board. But if we work them together, then we have a better chance of the board coming out intact. And you can see now, as we go, I can tap the board back up a little, and the nail heads are exposed. So I can go ahead and pull those nails out. Here, now, as you go through, you'll be able to see, by kind of wiggling the board, you can kind of see where it's pivoting on. So you can, sometimes the nails are hard to see, but you can kind of see how the board moves. It has to be being held. When I pull on it, it's trying to bend here. If I pull at this end, it's bending here. So there's a nail right here, which is pretty difficult to see, but it's there. There's another nail here that I haven't quite got out. Another thing I'm seeing as I'm coming down with this board, I can see the newspaper extends farther over on top of this next board. And I don't want to leave it hanging loose unsupported over here while it's still trapped up here, so I'm going to start on this next board also at the front. So sometimes when you've gotten other nails close, it's hard to get under here, but I can get over here. So I'll pry that down a little, and then I'll stick the screwdriver in so I can get a good grip over here. I'm just going to work this in slowly. And I know my newspaper is about that far back, so I'm just going to make sure I don't get too far in.
What does that say?
The Theopolar Co. Probably merchant company, abbreviated, Lawrence, Kansas. It's another piece of a crate, a shipping crate.
And we've got more newspaper.
This newspaper was a little shorter, so. And I'm hoping it's just held by this last little board. Let's go ahead and get this one down. So we got this down. I just set it up on top of the counter gently. Paper's still on the board as it was. And we're just going to gently take the dirt off as gently as we can.
Hello, welcome back to Revive the Past headquarters. We brought you back here. I'm going to show you a few more things on this paper that we found under the counter. We lost some video from the site, so we wanted to show you these things because it's pretty. One of the things I want to show you is some of the details on this magazine. It's there's a date here which tells us quite a bit. This publication was February of 1901. It's mail order monthly magazine. It's basically just completely full of ads for various products. Everything from dress patterns to dresses to snake oil medicine to dolls, furniture, silverware, all manner of things that someone might want to buy. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this little insight into the shop, and I hope you're enjoying all of our videos. If you're ever in Volland, stop on by, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.